Now, I gave everybody the benefit of a doubt again, and instead of using the 5.8% interest that they're being issued over the past 3 years, I took this down to 4% compounding interest that you're earning on the full $20,000. 2 years means that you earn $1,632 for lending yourself 6 grand. Now, let's see how this looks with some basic line item math. So your interest income is 1,632. Your expenses are $317, which means that you made a net profit of $1,314.52 for lending yourself $6,000. You are the bank, and you are earning the income of a banker, which is interest, right? So here's a scenario that most people are familiar with buying a car. Okay. Now, I looked online and I found that the average car price these days, average, okay, is $48,000. So this first person buys a car with an auto loan, and over 5 years, that person on a 48,000 loan is going to pay over $6,500 in interest. So over those 5 years, that person no longer has access to their $48,000. They're going to pay $6,500 in interest, but they own the car. They own the car. Now, this doesn't take into consideration that the car starts depreciating the minute you drive it off the lot, right? And everybody knows they say, don't buy a brand new car. Let somebody else buy the brand new car and take the depreciation. You buy one that's 1 or 2 years old. Okay, that's Dave Ramsell. That's me. Okay. Well, I go even farther down. I no. Anyway, okay, let me find my place again. I went off the wall. You're going to pay $6,500 in interest, but they own the car. Now, this doesn't take into consideration that the car starts depreciating the minute you drive it off the lot, right? That's a difference. That's a difference issue. What we're looking at here is a loss win scenario, right? You're losing multiple ways and then you're winning. So the next person says, while forgetting paying the $6,500 in interest, I just want to go in, take cash, and go to the bank and pull out $48,000 and stack in a stack of money. And they walk into the dealership, then they put that stack of money on the dealership counter and say, hey, I want that $48,000 car. Now, over the course of that transaction, they no longer have that $48,000, right? That $48,000 is gone. They haven't paid any interest and they've driven off with the car. They own the car. So it's like a lose break even when good for them. It's not a good scenario, not at all. So now the third person says, well, you know, what I've got $50,000 in my infinite bank. Okay. I'll just take $48,000 from there and then I'll buy my car. Now, over those 5 years, they're going to pay themselves in interest $6,300. Okay. But they're going to earn, remember, they got $50,000 in the bank, right? Or 55,000, whatever. And they're going to take the $48,000 and buy the car. They're going to pay themselves 6,300 in interest. Okay. But they're going to earn $11,555 in compounding interest from that 55,000 or whatever that they have in their infinite bank. Okay. Are you with me? So what does that break down to? Well, it means that over the duration of the 5 years, their $48,000 never went anywhere. They also made over $5,200 in interest, and they own the car. It's a win-win. In fact, from an equity perspective, it doubles their net equity, made $5,200 in the process. Okay, let's look at the fourth person. This is the grand prize winner. This person says, you know, I don't want a brand new car. I want a nice car for about 10 grand. Instead of buying a car for $48,000, okay, I will get me a car for about 10 grand, and I will take that $38,000 to loan out to others. That is a safe, quick loan, and get about 12 to 15% interest on my personal loans to other places. If you pick the right loan, you can double your money with a second lien on a home loan in 6 months. Did you get that? Bob here got a new car or a new used car for 10 grand, and he's happy. Okay. He's happy. 5,000 of that 38,000 went to a real estate investor for 6 months to double. Okay. So that would make it 10 grand. Okay. Now you take, he took 10 grand, went to the car dealer who he was buying the car from, and told the car dealer that he would give him $10,000 as a loan to buy cars to sell on the car lot for 20% interest for 4 months. Okay. So you take 10,000 times 20%. What's 10,000 times 20%? Well, 10% is 1,000. 20% is 2,000. Okay. So you're taking that $10,000 and in 4 months, you're making it 12. Okay. Are you with me? Okay. Now, he takes 5,000, gives to a friend who owns a business for improvements at 20%, or you can do it for 30%. It all depends on how you want to do it or how you want to make money. All right. For 1 year. Okay. He takes 8,000 for another real estate investor for a 50% return. So if you do a 50% return on 8,000, you're gonna make 4 grand. So you're gonna turn that 8,000 into 12, right? Now, what if Bob decided he wanted to take the rest and start a small business to add more money to his retirement? If he did it right, all the money that his business made would go back into his bank for retirement. Now, he has some left to find a place for, right? He also has this money that can be used for the 5 years to make more money. Are you are you are you following me? Okay. How much money do you think Bob is going to make off the 38K over the span of 5 years when he does it right? Which of these examples would you use? Would you use? Now, here's a scenario that a lot of clients use as well. They pay off their monthly bills with a rewards card, like a Southwest Rewards, Visa, or American Express cash back. But essentially, they take a good portion of their income and they filter it into the Infinite Bank while keeping that responsible amount in the checking account. Now, at the end of the month, instead of paying American Express $300 a month, they take a loan from their Infinite Bank and they pay off American Express in full. So instead of paying American Express $300 a month, they take a loan from themselves, then they pay themselves back $300 a month, right? In which case, they're earning interest on paying their monthly bills. Did you catch that? At the same time, they're double dipping because they're getting cash back. They're getting points back. They're getting flight miles, whatever they want. It's their money. They're just getting more of it. And their money is working harder for them, right? Other scenarios includes paying your taxes. Oh, some of the clients know how much they're going to be paying roughly to the IRS every year. So they take that amount, they split it up into 12 months, and they deposit that into their Infinite Bank throughout the year. When April comes around, they take that money out, they give it to the IRS, they put them the money, but the money still sits in their Infinite Bank, earning compounded interest, saving for their future. Did you catch that? Can you see how this would help you build up and stockpile your money safely? Once you get the money in to pay your taxes, just keep recycling it. That's all you do. You just keep recycling it. You just keep that money that's in your Infinite Bank. You keep recycling it, making more money, making more money. One business owner has to pay $1 million in taxes every month. He just recycles it through his bank with the cash value. How about investment opportunities? Many investors as clients who originally came to me and said, I don't want to, I won't get out of bed for 5% interest. I say, great. I'm a firm believer in diversifying your portfolio. But at the end of the day, where do you bank? Because if your bank isn't providing you non-direct loan recognition, if your bank isn't providing you 5.8% compounding interest, if your bank isn't sheltering you from taxes, then you're missing out. Also, I know as an entrepreneur, you're going to have good months and you're going to have bad months. Wouldn't you rather hedge your bets knowing that even if your bad months, your bank of all places is going to continue to earn your money? You money? How about tuition costs, vacation loans, to loans to friends and family? How about this one? That friend or girlfriend from college who's your best friend has been forever. And they come to you one night and they say, listen, I hate to ask you this, but I'm in a bad spot. I need like $1,500 or they're going to take my house. Aren't you going to feel better knowing that you can loan that friend that $1,500? And while you're loaned that $1,500 and they're saved their home, the money never left your bank account, and it's still sitting in your bank account, earning you compounded interest. and saving your future. And when that friend does pay you back, because they're that type of friend, you made money in the process. Business expenses is anything you want because it's your money. You do it as you see fit. This is a list. There is a list of about 75 companies that do. What do you think they all have in common? Well, they all use infinite banking to run their business. But here's where it starts to hurt. When I finally understood all of this, how all of this worked, all of these banks use infinite banking as well. In fact, according to the report about bank-owned life insurance, or BOLI, that came out in March of 2023, Bank of America has $24 billion worth of infinite banking that they use. Wells Fargo has 19.4 billion. Chase Bank has 12.2 billion. PNC Bank has 10.7 billion. Trust Bank $7.6 billion. There is about 3,800 banks that have over $190 billion in BOLI. That's bank owned life insurance, or the infinite banking idea. Would you say it is safe to stockpile your money there too? The fact of the matter is, whether or not you realize it, you're already using infinite banking. It's just being used against you. Now, you don't have to have debt in order to make infinite banking work. But if you do, it's like that chocolate peanut butter combination that there is nothing else out there like it. Now, we did not invent the debt snowball, nor did we invent the debt avalanche. They've been around for decades. They've They're tried and true methods of debt elimination. You want to build your wealth so that those of you who don't understand the debt snowball, here it is. You are paying off your smallest balance first, but with the debt avalanche, you were paying off your highest interest rate first. But it's not a one size fits all solution for everybody. And now, much wealth and how much wealth you're going to build over 20, 30, 40 years. Okay. I can't tell you just how emotional some of my appointments can get with my clients because they start seeing what's possible and things that they never thought that they'd ever experience in their lifetime. But it goes beyond just becoming debt free. Now, this family was going to be paying for the next 40 years, paying those student loans. And in 40 years, they were just be finishing off that last loan payment at 40 years. Now they have 1.9 million in assets if they stick to the plan, or more if they use their money in their bank, infinite bank. This is a phenomenal program, and I hope you can see now why I'm so passionate about this program. Stop what you're doing. Listen to me. Give me an hour. And why I feel amazing every time I talk to a new client and say, hey, by the way, we got you out of your debt 20 years faster, sometimes in 5 years. And we saved you over $110,000 in interest payments. This is literally rewriting the financial future for you, and it can for you too. So if you like what you've heard so far and you want to learn more, first thing first, gather your most recent statements. This is not a one size fits all solution. In order for us to customize a plan specifically to you, we'll need to understand your financials. That means an existing asset that you might have, like an IRA, a 401k, annuities, or amounts you have in your savings. It is great if you have a rolling emergency fund in your savings account, or we can help you start a rolling emergency fund. We also need your monthly expenses. What does it take to run your household? And when you're paying something that has an interest rate, please include the balance owed, the balance being charged, or future interest. If it's been deferred, the minimum payment required and your actual payment, just in case you're making any overpayments. For mortgage payments, please only include your monthly principal and interest payments, not any taxes or escrow that get factored into your mortgage payment. Oh, yes. And by the way, remember, this is cash value life insurance. You need to have some of your medications so we can factor those in too. We can set up a policy for both partners or just one. Then we need to know your annual income. Now, if this program is something that you want to do with your spouse, and please include their income into the into income too. And finally, schedule your Zoom meeting using the link below in the first comment or above in the post of this video. We only do these meetings over Zoom so that you can see us and our screens just in case we need to use visuals to explain the concept we're discussing. We also like to see you, so turn your camera on. You need to be in a place with a steady internet connection on the day of our meeting. Please be on time and ready to go in a space with limited distractions. I'm sorry, but these concepts don't translate well. We're trying to explain them to you on your drive home from work. And finally, wait a minute. That I'm sorry, but these concepts don't translate well when we're driving, when we're trying to explain them to you on your drive home from work. And finally, if you need to discuss this program with a spouse, a friend, or a financial advisor, please invite them to the call as well. We're happy to talk to them too. I look forward to being able to help you and your family in the future. Take care. See you soon. This may take up to 1.5 to 2 hours. You need to have a good stable budget or a lump sum in your savings account. Many folks will take a distribution from their 401k or IRA to start their bank. We charge for each appointment. You need to be able to use, you will be able to use a card on my calendar. Note that the charge will go to battlingcancerwar.com. That is fine. It is my charge through them. It is not wrong. This is very reasonable for the plan to pay off your house in 10 or maybe 5 years and save thousands of dollars in interest. Click on the link below to set up an appointment. My question to you is, What would it be worth to you to pay off your house and all of your debt in 5 years or 7 years and save 20 to 25 years interest? How much money would you have if you put 25 years of house payments and compounding interest into your retirement? A tax-free retirement income assets bucket. You need to click on that calendar link and set up an appointment. Okay. Oh, by the way, we are building a national agency and we are looking for folks that would like to help others to protect their families and build a tax-free retirement asset, along with helping get them out of debt, that debt cycle. I will put a link in the post and also in the first comment too. If you're interested in working with me in a national agency, click on that link. I need, I have a lot of people that are interested in this every day, and I need people to help me with this. I look forward to talking with you. You have a blessed day, and remember, God loves you. Have a great day and a blessed day. See you soon.